Bobby. All right. Our topic today is diets don't work. 5 hidden secrets to permanent weight loss. And our speaker today is David Currie, who introduced himself as an ambassador with 2 different chapters, except for ours. But that's okay, we won't hold that against him. David's going to share the 5 hidden secrets for permanent weight loss and a little bit of his background. David attended the Chabot College and California State University, Hayward, and has an undergraduate degree in biochemistry. He graduated magna cum laude from Palmer College of Chiropractic in Davenport, Iowa, the largest and most prestigious chiropractic college in the world. David's been a faculty member of Palmer College West in San Jose, and a speaker and presenter at national and international healthcare symposiums. So please help me welcome David Currie.
Thank you very much for that very kind introduction. And I am Dr. David Currie, and titles don't mean anything to me. After you have a title for a while, you get used to it, you get over it. But I'm going to talk today about diets don't work, 5 hidden secrets to permanent weight loss. Now, by show of hands, let me ask you, how many people here have ever had a challenge with their weight? By show of hands. Okay, now those of you that didn't raise your hands now because you're lying. Okay. Now the reason why I bring that up is because if you've ever had a challenge with your weight, you've probably been on a diet. Now, how many, by show of hands again, have ever been on more than one diet in your life? Keep your hands up if you've been on more than 5 different diets in your life, or maybe the same diet 5 times in your life. Keep your hands up if you've been on a diet, or maybe the same diet more than 10 times in your lifetime. Okay? How many, now go ahead and lower your hands. How many of you, by show of hands, have known someone who's been on a diet, lost weight, gained it back, usually more, been on another diet, lost weight, gained it back, usually more, and every time they gain back their weight back, they gain back more than what they did the very first time they dieted? Anybody ever had that experience? Know somebody had an experience like that? Yeah. That's not unusual. That's actually kind of the way it works. So my first question I want to ask of you today is, if you could lose 10, 15, 20 pounds or more, how do you think it would make you feel?
Great.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think it might change your self-esteem? Do you think it might make you a little more productive in life? Do you think it might help you find your soulmate? No, don't answer that. Everybody has a reason. But now, here's the deal. I want to just tell you, there are a lot of different ways to lose weight, a lot of different diets that are out there. And I'm just going to run through a few of these, and let's just see if you've ever tried these. Have you ever tried diet pills? A magic pill, something that comes in a capsule or tablet, and that's supposed to be the deal, right? You ever tried that? And you lost weight, and what happened when you quit taking the pills? You gained the weight back, right? It doesn't matter what the pill is. And by the way, at the end of this program tonight, I have a very special offer. I'm just kidding. Get nervous, Tommy. Of course, I have nothing to sell today except ideas. I just want to open your mind up. And listen, I'm going to share with you 5 hidden secrets for permanent weight loss. And I'm going to stand here and tell you my personal story. Let me back up a second and tell you my personal story and my journey with weight loss. I was always an athlete. From the time I could walk, I started running and swinging a baseball bat and kicking at soccer balls and things like that. I was always an athlete. I never had a problem with my weight until I hit around age 40. Now, I'm only 41 right now. That's not supposed to be funny. But anyway, but here's what happened after age 40. One year to the next, I got a little more sedentary, a little more settled with my life, and from one year to the next, I put on about a pound or 2. And then at age 50, I was about 15 pounds heavier than I was at age 40. And then when I hit age 55, and I'll go ahead and tell you that I'm over 55, when I hit age 55, I was suddenly well over 200 pounds. And I didn't like myself. I wasn't happy with myself. And so for the first time in my life, I decided, maybe I'm a doctor, right? Maybe I should do what I advise my patients when they're overweight and they're starting to not be able to reach over and tie their shoes without bending aside. You know what that's called? Dunlop's disease? Your belly don't lock over your belt? You can't bend over this way, you have to bend to the side? Okay, anybody ever experienced that one before? By show of hands? Okay. And it's usually the men will raise their hands, because ladies, it's okay, you had babies, if you've had babies, I should say. You've gotten used to that at one point in your life. But men, that's a new, when we get pregnant, it's not a good thing. Okay? But I discovered an amazing weight loss program. I got on a big crash diet thing, and I lost weight. And I want you to know, I lost 17 pounds in a short period of time. I'm not here to tell you about that particular program. That doesn't matter, because they all work, right? But they all fail in the end, and I'll share with you why in just a moment. But the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I weighed, at the end of that 17 pounds, I weighed 185 pounds. Today I weighed 187 pounds, and that was 2.5 years ago. Okay? I weigh between 185 and 188, and I've stayed at that weight, and this is what I'm going to share with you, some of the secrets that I've learned along the way to keep the weight off. Okay, so that's what I want to share with you, and it comes down to lifestyle. I'll just cut to the chase and tell you, if you go on a diet program, you change your lifestyle by not eating or avoiding meals or staying off of this, or some of the things we're going to talk about today you maybe have tried, diet pills, and when you get off of that, you see, you get back to your lifestyle, that's when you gain the weight back. So I'm going to share with you the lifestyle changes that will help you permanently lose the weight. Magic. How many of you ever tried starvation diets or prepackaged meal plans? Anybody ever tried something like that? Yeah. And I'm not here to bash any programs, any companies that sell packaged meals and all that. It all works. They're all destined to fail, and you'll see why. How about, the answer is you need to go exercise, so buy this DVD, right? I have a special on DVDs at the end of the program today. Okay. And here's another one, magic shakes. If you take a shake and you just do the shake, just do the shakes, you're going to lose weight. They're all these programs are destined to fail. And the reason why they're destined to fail is because they're unrealistic and impractical. They're not something that you can do with the first question you want to ask whenever you're looking at any diet program is this. This is the biggest, listen, by the way, if you come away from my talk today with just one pearl that you can put into your life and it helps you, I will have felt like I have been a success today. All right? But here's the question to ask of yourself. If I do this diet program, is this something I can do for the rest of my life? That's your question. If the answer is no, it's probably going to be destined for failure. Now, if you have a problem coming up in 6 weeks or a reunion coming up in 6 weeks, you just want to do a crash diet and you can gain your weight back, you don't care about that, about 8 weeks later, lose the weight for 6 weeks and then gain it all back 2 weeks later. If that's your deal because you just want to look really cool for the reunion, okay? By the way, how many, I'm talking to the men now, but ladies too, how many have ever had a six-pack in their life? You ever worked out and had a six-pack? And how many of you ever had a six-pack and found that six-pack suddenly turned into a one-pack? The one-pack? How many of you ever had that experience? The ladies, if you've been pregnant, it's okay. But the point is that it happens. Yeah. It's life. It's really the way it works. Most programs will fail because they're unrealistic and impractical. And the problem with most diets is they're not nutritionally sound. So that's what I want to share with you today, because they're not nutritionally sound. They leave your body in a starvation mode, and in the end, you're craving for more food, more food, more food. I can't wait to get off this diet. See, if that's what goes on in your mind, I'm telling you right now, you're destined for failure. You will go back to what you did before unless you can start to make some changes. What we're not going to talk about today, we're not going to talk about getting off the gluten, okay? I'm not going to talk about that today, so those are the doctors and healthcare professionals. I'm not going to talk about low glycemic index diet plans. I'm not going to talk about thyroid problems and medical causes for obesity. I'm not going to talk about which detox program works best. I'm going to tell you everything that's on the screen. All these items up in here, they're all valid, they're all real, they all are important. I'm not here to say that they're not. And I'm going to tell you that if you're looking at, if you have a weight problem and you're eating a lot of foods with gluten in it, if you don't know what gluten is, again, I'm not going to talk about it today. It's another topic, another thing we can talk about. I've limited this talk today to lifestyle patterns, okay? So the question then is, how do you lose weight? Well, let's just explore this a little bit. Perhaps your problem is you drink too many sodas. So the solution is, let's make a change. One change at a time. I'll tell you a secret. This is secret number one, before number one. The biggest secret of all is if you make little changes, you can live with that. If you make a change that you can live with, it's going to be something that's going to stick, you're going to stick with. If you make some sudden change that is so dramatic that it upsets your apple cart, your lifestyle, you know what I mean, so that you're not going to stick with it, that's not going to be the end. In the end, that you're going to gain the weight back. So switching to diet drinks is not the answer, and I want you to know, if you don't believe me about switching from Coke to Diet Coke, think about the person that you think about this. Close your eyes just for a second. Bear with me. Everybody, close your eyes just for a real quick second. I want you to think that you have driven by and you stopped at an intersection and there's a McDonald's restaurant right there. You're not going to go in, but you're happy to notice the people walking out with their orders in their hand. They ordered a Big Mac, a large fry, the apple pie, and a Diet Coke. And what does that person look like? Do you have a six-pack or a one-pack? Okay? All right, so diet drinks is not the answer. And I'm telling you, diet drinks is the fast lane for diabetes. So if you drink Diet Cokes, I'm telling you what, if you have ever been concerned about diabetes in your lifetime, drink Diet Cokes. It is the fast lane to diabetes.
Really?
Yes, it is absolutely an established medical fact. So switching to low-fat foods. That's a problem. That's not the solution. How do you lose weight? Well, you just need to quit eating all the bad foods, and we can run through the list of what all the bad foods are, right? You've probably heard these. Again, it's a topic of another talk. You're eating too many calories. You just got to watch. You got to cut the calories out. That's the answer. Well, that's really not the best answer either. But here's the real answer. You just got to have willpower. You know, it's all in the triceps. You got to be able to push yourself away, right? If you don't bite, you won't eat it. You ever heard that? All these, by the way, all these are pearls of wisdom. That they're all true. Those are pearls. But let me tell you what I have learned in 32 years, and I've been working with diets and health for 32 years. And I'm going to tell you all the way. Hope that you learned something. I want to share with you a couple of the things I've learned. Here's the biggest thing I've learned. Nothing works for everyone. I might have what I think is the greatest program, and I lay it out on a table and I say, here it is. I can absolutely promise you it's not going to work for everybody. It clearly will not work for everyone. But the basics will work for most people. That's what I'm going to limit my talk to tonight. Today. I've also learned that men and women are different. Hello? I had to get a doctorate degree to learn that one. And 4 grown kids, 5 grandkids, and a 4-year-old. And I finally figured out that boys are different than girls. Men are different than women. And when I say that, men are different than women, I'm talking about how men lose weight and how women lose weight is very different. But the basics are going to be the same for men and women. So let's talk about the 5 secrets for accelerating your fat loss strategies. So let's just talk about secret number 1. Here's the first secret. You gotta learn how to weigh yourself. I mean, I told you I was going to give you something that you've never heard this before, right? This is something new. Now, if you lay on your back, put your scale up in the air, you're guaranteed to weigh less than if you stand up. It's guaranteed to work. Okay, the real secret number 1. The secret number 1 is that you have to ask yourself the right questions. You really, truly do have to ask yourself the right questions. The first question to ask yourself is, why do I want to lose weight? And I might want to change the want word to the need word. Why do I need to lose weight? Because you see, if you ask yourself the right questions, you get the right answers. If you don't ask the right questions, who knows what the answers are going to be that are going to be appropriate for you. So, with that said, remember I said men and women are different? Most women, what do you think that they would need to lose weight for or want to lose weight? Is it because of the way they look or because their blood pressure is too high? Spoken from a man, okay? But the truth of the matter is men and women typically have different driving forces for why they want to lose weight. Now, men, I'm going to tell you, now, guys, okay, you can put your ears closed, but women, you'll hear these two letters that make every man shudder in their shoes. It's called E-D. Oh, yeah, familiar to some men, right? Okay. That'll make you need to lose weight. And I'll tell you what, if you have that problem and you start to lose weight, guess what? Body starts to work like it's supposed to again. Interesting, isn't it? And you don't even need any drugs. Viagra isn't so important. I used to say potent. Okay, we're going to have a little fun today. But now, if someone else is telling you you need to lose weight, if your spouse, your significant other is telling you you need to lose weight, that's probably not going to be the thing that's going to motivate you to lose weight. But here's what it really comes down to. Don't go it alone. I want to share with you some of the common myths. You don't understand. It's just in my bones. I'm big bones. Now here's little bones, and here's big bones. Okay? It's a myth. Okay? It's really not. And here's what it comes down to. Dr. Phil says it best. He says, point your finger at yourself, look yourself in the mirror, and say the truth. You're fat! And until you can accept the fact that I need to lose weight for me, for my problem, for my reason, you're going to want to candy coat it and eat it too. Okay? So, secret number one is that you need to discover why do you want or need to lose weight. Once you discover that, see, one of the laws of success is to learn your why, right? One of the 9 steps of successful thinkers, learn your why. Well, the successful person losing weight and getting their weight under control is going to discover what their why is. That's secret number one. Here's what it comes down to. Caloric restriction. This is, I mean, really, every weight loss program ultimately has to do with caloric restriction. It's the only thing that is scientifically verified, is proven, has a preponderance of data. There is no arguing about it. Lowering your calories on a daily basis, the amount of calories that you eat, is going to affect your diet, is going to affect your lifestyle. It is truly the secret to anti-aging. The number one biggest scientifically validated proven secret, caloric restriction. Now, when you lower the amount of calories, you're lowering the amount of nutrients that you have in your body. And this is a secret. This is a hidden secret. You truly do need to be on a meal replacement supplement, multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement. I don't care what brand you get. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here telling you this is what has been proven, shown in scientific data, is that you really truly do. And I'll tell you another thing is most people who are overweight have an inflamed digestive system. And to reduce that inflammation, omega-3 fatty oils are very important and very critical. So those 2 things I would recommend that you get onto. Now here's secret number 2. Don't step on it. It makes you cry. 2 little girls talking about when mommy steps on it. Don't, okay, secret, okay, that's not a secret. Here's the real secret number 2. Let's talk about obesity. In the early 1980s, we started recognizing the country was getting really fat and out of control. And the census in 1985, they found that more than half the states didn't even report the rate of obesity in 1985. I'm going to cut forward 15 years to the year 2000. I want you to look. Now, every state is reporting obesity, and the dark blue states are 15 to 20%. This one state, Colorado, was 10 to 15%. All the other states you can see here in the gold are 20 to 25%. Now, let's look back again. 15 years ago, in 1985, the year 2000, and does that look like that we're on a trend?
Yeah.
Yeah, well look 5 years later, 2010, now look what happened. Now there's no blue states anymore. The lowest states now are 20 to 25%. And now for the first time you're seeing states, in fact 13 states now in 2010 are reporting obesity rates of over 30%. Folks, I'm telling you, this is a real problem. It's an epidemic. Now, I'm going to let you in a little secret. If you took a look at this on a graph, the graph would go like this, a straight line upward. Now, I want to tell you a little secret. If you took a look at the rate of increase in diabetes, it would exactly parallel. Do you think that in medical science we call that a correlation?
Yeah.
We would say absolutely, okay? So the same thing that causes obesity is the same thing that causes the same lifestyle factors that cause diabetes. Now let's take a look at this. So what happened in the early 80s? Here's what we have to take a look at. We saw the trend starting to occur in the 80s. So 3 things started to happen in the 80s. The first thing that we